Hi, I'm Charlotte. So we're going to do a sequence today. I've entitled it Stretch and Wake Up. It's suitable for everybody, pregnancy as well. If something doesn't feel right for you or you want to modify, please do. And of course you can always press the pause button, fast forward button or rewind button. So let's get started. So just thinking about stretching and waking up. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up and exhale, bringing the arms down to the sides. And then we'll reverse that. So inhale up and exhale down. From here, we'll take the reverse. So inhale up, exhale down, and then inhale up again, and exhale, taking the arms down. So nice wide wake up stretch. Now we'll do the same, but we'll take the heels lifted. So inhale up and exhale down. You can stay on your toes if you choose, or you can come down anytime you want. Inhale up and exhale down. So you might want to lower your heels at this point, or if you're feeling comfortable, stay up. Otherwise, inhale up again. And exhale down. And inhale up. And exhale down. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of spinal movement. So we'll start off with an easy, comfortable twist. So let's take the arms up as we breathe in. Now as you exhale, turn to your side, look out over your shoulder, bringing the arms to your sides. Inhale, coming back up to the centre. Reaching up, exhale, side two. And inhale, arms all the way back up again. So let's just take one more of those to each side. So if you can bring the arms all the way down to the sides, relax them there. Stretching up again as you inhale and exhale. Round to side two. Inhale up. And this time we're going to keep the arms up. And you're going to drop one arm down and we'll take a little side stretch. So you could look up if you chose, you could look down or just keep your head in line. And then inhale all the way up, exhale, and over to side two. So just do what feels natural for you with regard to your head placement. So one more to each side. Inhale up and exhale down. Good. Okay, so we've done a side stretch and we've taken a twist. So just take the arms to sides, but wide. And as you exhale, you're going to take a forward bend. Now at this point, if you're pregnant or you've got any discomfort in your lower back, inhale coming up. And arms wide. If you feel uncomfortable, take your feet a little wider. Perhaps bringing the hands onto your thighs, your knees, wherever is good for you. Inhale all the way back up again. Now you're going to link your hands behind you. I'll just show you, so you twist them around. And then from here, just soften the knees and lift the chest. We're stretching up through the front of the body, drawing those arms behind you, and then back up to the centre. And we'll take that again. Inhaling, lift up. So remember, we're waking up and stretching. And coming back round. Now keep the hands as they are behind your back, rolling the shoulders back. And we're going to take an inhale and we're going to drop forward. So you can fold at the hips, perhaps feel that you're bringing your abdomen down to your thighs. And then as you inhale, stretch the arms overhead, draw those shoulder blades together, bringing the chin to the chest. Now when you're ready to breathe out again, lower the hands onto the back, and as you inhale, soften the knees and swing the arms up alongside your ears for chair. And then we can inhale, come all the way up, Lift the chest, little arch back. Again, stretch the front of the body, and then all the way upright. Bringing the arms behind you again. Inhaling, and then folding forwards. And lifting the arms again. Bring those hands over the head, really opening up the chest, the shoulders, as we take our forward fold. Now your inhalation, lowering the arms, sit yourself back into chair pose, swinging the arms up forward. Let's just exhale, just hold the chair, and then inhale all the way up, and arching back. And then we'll come back down and lower the arms. Okay, just let that land in your body. We're taking spinal movement. We're working the arms and the shoulders. But we've been quite static, haven't moved the legs. So what we'll do is we're sort of walking on the spot. So you're going to take one leg forward, swing the arms. Now you can, if you want to, have the hands and legs synchronise, or if you find it's better to have the hands on the hips, do. If you want to take the knee a little high, you could take it that way, keeping the foot down as you need to. You can swing a little higher if that's right for you. And then if you can, without missing a beat with the arms, swapping sides. So remember, you can swing, or you can touch the foot down, or lift the knee. Do what feels right and good for your body. Okay, so let's bring that one down and bring the feet back to the mat. Just stand back into your mountain, and we'll lift one heel. So really pressing into the toes, and then the other heel. And keep going from one to the other. And then you can take the arms as well if you wanted to. And you can keep it really slow, feeling your way with it, or you might want to perhaps speed it up a bit. So it's almost like a little jog on the spot. So whatever feels good in your body will be the right thing for you. Okay, so we'll just do one or two more, and then come back to stand. So let's move this bit, the hip joint. Hands can be on the hips or down by your sides as you choose. Not a balance test, it's more about opening the hip. So we circle the hip. If you need to put your foot down at any point, please do. You can go back, reverse those circles. So the foot comes down whenever you need to. But if you can stay with the foot off the mat, we can do some ankle circles. And back. Good. And then down. Let's try that on side two. So let's lift the knee and circle from the hip. So do put that foot down if you feel that you're going to topple. And then we can take it back. And then the ankle circles. And reversing the ankle circles. Good, well done. And then coming back down. So last little bit of stretch and wake up before we take a couple of postures is just to have a little shake. Now make sure you keep your foot a little bit off the floor. Don't allow yourself to stab the foot onto the floor. Believe me, that really does hurt. So just shake and loosen, really random movements. Other side. a childish thing to do perhaps, so bring out your inner child and then take yourself back down and see how you feel. So observe your body, observe your breath, notice how things feel. And close your eyes. And we'll drop ourselves into mountain pose. So feeling the ground beneath your mat. Feel that connection to the earth. Find the centre of your heel, ball of the foot, and the base of the little toe. And then perhaps bring to mind a mountain. One from your imagination, one that you know. And feel that strength and solidity from your mountain, feeling of being really grounded. And perhaps thinking of your mountain as something of beauty as well, magnificent mountain. And then we'll come to tree pose. Now when you're taking your tree pose, it may be you want to use a prop. You could perhaps bring your foot onto a block. You could take your foot, push that out of the way. Perhaps you could take your toes to the floor, or a little bit higher. So wherever you feel comfortable, perhaps just avoid your heel directly on your kneecap. Let's take the hands into the prayer position, into the heart centre. And maybe imagine your tree. Trees are fantastic at the moment, in full blossom. And take your arms to where it suits. You could take the hands overhead, if you prefer that. Or you could perhaps take the arms in a fairly random position. You can use the mudra. So your arms are the branches of your beautiful tree. Being grounded and earthed and connected. And then you can take the hands back into the heart centre. And when you're ready, replacing that foot to the floor. Now sometimes we want to wriggle at this point, just see if you can let any tension dissipate from your standing leg. Noticing the difference between one side and the other. And then when you're ready, side two. So wherever is good for you, doesn't matter where you take your foot. And move your arms in any way you want. Let's just breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. Feeling tall, growing up to the light. And don't worry about those little wobbles. You can always put your foot down. One last breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Bringing the hands back to the heart centre. And then coming back down into mountain. And again, just observing your body. Noticing perhaps now balancing out both sides. And then take the arms to the sides. Now we're going to take a little warrior sequence. It'll be warrior 2. We're coming to the reverse warrior and then into triangle. So just take a wide stance here. And we can start with the toes going forwards and then roll out from the hip. Doesn't matter which side you start. You might want to mirror image me, start on the right, but it's not really important. And then inhale, taking the arms wide. And just you exhale, allowing yourself to come down to warrior number 2, Virabhadrasana. Virabhadrasana, a hero, a warrior. Feel that strength of the warrior, the courage, the determination. Find that in your pose. Now you're going to take your backhand down onto your thigh, could be your hip. Turn the leading palm up, reach up towards the ceiling. This might be where you want to stay, or you might want to fold yourself back. So if you can keep the knee bent, open up and stretch. And then with the knee still bent, bringing your shoulders over the hips, back to warrior. And from here we're going to come into a triangle. So if you need to modify, you can bring your hand onto your thigh, keep the knee bent. Others of you will be very comfortable to come down into Trikonasana, a triangle. You can look up to the top hand. You can keep your head in line with your shoulders. Or you could look down to your foot. Now we're going to come back into Warrior 2. So we'll bend the knee and come all the way back up again. And one last little bit on this side, we're going to take archer pose. So you can turn the palms forward and then your back arm comes round as you turn to face and then imagine yourself drawing back on the strings of the bow. Bring the thumbs up and then tilt back, and as you flick your fingers, imagine yourself releasing the arrow. Archer pose, variation on our warrior. And then back up into warrior. Straighten the knee and lower the arms. You can turn your head forwards. So let's roll the legs so the toes are pointing forwards. And we'll take all that on side 2. So roll out from the other hip. You might just want to ease that back heel in a little. Spread the arms wide. And as you exhale, dropping down, Warrior 2, side 2. Virabhadrasana, so our warrior, strong and bold. Keeping grounded through that back foot, I should say. Strong feet, good foundation here. And then your back hand on the hip or the thigh. You can turn the palm up on your leading arm. Inhale as you reach up and lean back. This one has several names. Reverse warrior, sun warrior. I personally like the dancing warrior. And then inhale as you come back into Warrior 2. And then from here we're going to come into a triangle. So remember your modification, you can bring the hand onto the thigh, keep the knee a little bent. So you side stretch over. You can choose where you feel most comfortable with your head. How's your leg feeling? And then we'll inhale, bend the knee, and come back into warrior. So the last little bit then is our archer. Palms come forwards, back arm comes round, and draw back the strings of your bow. Thumbs are up, fingers curled in. And then you can lean back. And as you flick your hands wide, releasing your arrow. And then back into warrior number 2. Straighten the knees. And roll the feet forward, looking forwards and lowering the arms. Now be wide for a little while, so at this point you can step, you can walk, shuffle, jump your feet back together, so whatever is good for you. Just briefly coming forwards, and we're going to take a wide leg forward fold. So you might need some blocks or a brick, or you might be quite comfortable without. You might have a cushion to hand. So I'll leave those there in case. I'd like you to come wide again. Toes are going to come forwards, and we're going to have the hands on to the hips. So just roll the shoulders back. We're going to do, there's two different versions. But when we have the hands on the hips, you can almost feel that you're rolling the pelvis over your thighs. So we'll inhale here, and then on an exhale, coming forwards. You might need to soften at your knees a little. And when you find your hands get in the way, you can roll them down your thighs. You can stop at the calves, the ankles. At this point, you might want to grab hold of a block or two or a cushion. Bring your hands onto the blocks. You may possibly be able to get your hands comfortably to the floor. See if you can line up your fingertips with your toes, bring the heels of the hands to the floor, drawing the forearms towards each other, chin to the chest. And of course, if you need to modify, you can bend the knees, and you could even rest your forearms onto your thighs for a little additional support. Now from here, we're going to bring the hands back onto the thighs and roll yourself up with bent knees, coming up carefully and safely. And then this time we're going to interlace the fingers as we did from the warm-up and stretch bit at the start. Drawing the shoulder blades together, open the chest. You might want to lift your chin just a little. And then from here we'll lead with the chest as we forward fold all the way down. Knee bend perhaps, and then when you're down again you can lift up the hands, bring the hands over the head, feel that you're really squeezing into your shoulder blades. And breathe. And then when you're ready to exit here, perhaps lowering the hands onto the lower back or the hips first, and then rolling yourself all the way back up, and then you can step, walk, jump, shuffle yourself back together. Okay, we'll just release the hands down by the sides, let those shoulders go, and just again observing your body. How's it feeling? And then from here we're going to come down onto the mat on our hands and knees. So you might want to put a little blanket underneath your knees, and we'll either do a cat-cow or we'll come into down dog, or you could do a combination. So just roll yourself down and find yourself hands and knees. Okay, now from here you might want to take quite a wide stance if you are pregnant. If your wrists are feeling uncomfortable, do feel free to bring your forearms down. So if downward dog isn't indicated, then perhaps the cat stretch, but otherwise toes tucking under. Let's just slide the hips back, lift the knees as we come into downward dog. And you're going to breathe here in your downward facing dog. You maybe want to walk your dog a little. 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, bending the knees, lowering the hips back to the mat, and just coming back onto your heels if this is right for you. Okay, so don't force this if this doesn't feel great for you. And we're going to lie on the back with the knees bent, feet flat to the floor. And if this isn't suitable for you, hit the fast forward. So, lying down, feet flat to the floor, just feeling comfortable here. And then you can spread the arms wide. Whether your palms face the ceiling or the floor is not hugely important. What feels best for you. And then you can take the feet towards each other, perhaps thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and just see what it's like to have a little bit of a sway here. And then from here, keep the left shoulder down as you exhale. Take the knees to the right. Turn the head left. And then inhaling, head, knees to the centre. And we'll take that to the other side. This time the right shoulder stays down. Exhaling, knees to the left, head to the right. And then inhaling to the centre. Now staying with that, or if you want a little more, lift the feet from the floor, bringing the knees to the chest, and then ensuring you just hold your core as you exhale, left shoulder stays down, and taking the knees to the right. Now it may be that you prefer to keep your head in line with your shoulders. You could look towards your knees or turn the head away. And just settle yourself there, couple of breaths. And then as you inhale, bringing your knees up over the chest, and the exhale, the knees will go to the left. So this time just notice your right shoulder. That may want to be a little light. And turning the head where it suits. And breathe. Allow yourself to settle with your breath into knee down twist. And then on an inhalation, coming back up to the centre. Now you could repeat that one if you wanted to. For those of you who like a little bit more, we could see what it's like to extend the legs. So exhale, knees to the right, keeping that left shoulder down. And you might extend one leg or both legs. You can see whether your toes reach the hand, perhaps. And then turning the head. And breathing in this position. And then we can release, bend the knees and bring the knees back over the chest. And on an exhalation, we'll repeat that to the left. So taking the knees over and then extending the legs. Perhaps I should have told you first, just checking you've got space around you. Let's take one last breath. And then on an exhalation, back up to the centre. Now from here, we'll just have a little movement. It's called Apanasana. Hands onto the knees, light touch, so we're really not dragging the knees with the hands. And on that exhalation, drawing the knees to the chest. And inhalation, knees come away. And we can repeat that a few times. So there really isn't much movement for the arms here. The hands just rest on the knees, using the hip flexor muscles. Okay, so last one now. And you might want to then do a little bit of a rock and roll or perhaps a little circle of the knees, or stretch the legs up. So whatever your body's asking for, anything you like. And you're going to roll up and we'll come to sit. So when we come to sit, cushions, if you have them, blocks, perhaps stacked like so, depending on how much height you want, or 2 blocks together in landscape like so. That is helpful. Or just sit on the floor. So let's come to a cross-legged position, and from here we want to see if we just get the shoulders over the hips, feel easy and comfortable. And we'll take a little seated twist. So let's take the opposite hand, the opposite knee, arm behind, looking out over the shoulder, breathing out as you move. Breathing in here and exhale, let's take it round to side 2. And inhale, back around to the centre. So we just come to a little forward fold here. If folding forward from the cross-legged position isn't where you prefer to be, you could perhaps come to child's pose as an alternative. And if that's not where you want to be, try a block or a cushion. You could bring that to your head, or perhaps stack your fists. And then, when you're ready, bringing yourself up to sit. Walking the hands into the heart centre. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Namaste. Thank you very much.